Hey y'all, what is up? It is Shelby, the marketing broker. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Insurance Marketing Playbook podcast. I hope you have been enjoying these for your insurance agency. These are great tips and super short episodes so that way you can grow your business in marketing and understand that this is going to help you in the future and know that you are capable of handling marketing for your business, or even maybe someone in your office can take some of these away as well. Today, we're talking about 5 reasons of, air quotes, if you're listening to this, I don't want to spend too much money on marketing, is the wrong mindset. I run into this all the time with potential customers of, okay, well, I want to do this, but I don't want to spend too much money. Okay, well, what does too much money look like? I don't really know. Like, what's your budget? I need to know things like, what is your strategy? What's your budget? What's your expectation? Because if you come at me with, I don't want to spend too much money on marketing, I don't really understand where you're coming from. We need to make sure that there is a formula here of how much we spend on marketing and how much we want to get away from it, or like the ROI from that, right? And so I want us to change that mindset, and I'm going to go through 5 ways of how we can change our mindset around marketing and spending a little bit of money and making sure that we do see a good ROI from those. The first one is marketing is an investment and not an expense. I hear this a lot of like, oh, well, you can write it off. Absolutely. You can still write off marketing on your taxes. Anything you do, if you're giving something to the community, if you're spending money on Facebook ads, if you're hiring agencies like mine, like, yes, all of that is an expense, but it's also an investment. And that's more important, to change our mindset from the word expense to investment. The things that we are investing in is going to come back as some sort of ROI. Like, what is a return of investment on that thing? If we put a Facebook ad out, how many people clicked on it and went to our profile? If we give back to the community by sponsoring a baseball team, okay, how many quotes or how many people have called us from that baseball team since we've given that $250, And some things we do in marketing, yes, it's an investment, but we want to make sure that it's just a branding investment, like a billboard. That would be more of a broad investment for marketing, just to get our name and face and things out there in front of people. So marketing is an investment and not just an expense. And I want us to change our mindset, because the energy we're putting into that from the back end is what we're going to get out of it. So if we have a bad attitude because we've spent $500 on a Facebook ad, then we're not putting good energy into that. We're actually putting bad energy, and we're not going to see that return that we want. So it's important to make sure our mindset is changed. The next one is very important. Cheap marketing is often the most expensive. I've had people hire other agencies and they were cheaper. Like, that's literally the only reason why they went with them, because they were quote unquote cheaper than me. But it did not compare apples to apples. So they didn't see a return of investment appropriately for the money that they spent with them. So sometimes if you do go with a cheaper person on marketing, or if you do the cheap way of like, oh, well, I'm just going to let my admin person do this, it'll be fine. Social media is not that hard. They're 18 years old. They can post on social media. Well, maybe the branding is not right. Maybe there's no hashtags. Maybe there's no call to actions. Maybe they've misspelled a few words on there. Like, we want to make sure that when we are investing into marketing, we're not just having that, oh, they're cheaper, and so let's go with them. It's okay, if I'm going to spend this much money, what's my end goal with that person or that thing that I'm spending on marketing? And then understand that we can take our ROI from that. So let's just change our mindset. Let's not always go with cheaper, because sometimes cheaper means cutting corners. And if we're cutting corners in our marketing, then what are we doing for our clients or our customers on the other side? The third thing is, if you're not visible, you are forgettable. So if you choose that marketing is just not your thing, or you're like, hey, listen, I pay for ads or leads all the time, I don't need to do marketing. Yes, you do. What if you call that person, you leave a voicemail, and they're like, okay, well, they want my insurance business, so then I'm going to go Google them and see, what does their reviews look like? What are people saying about them? I'm going to call around and ask about them. So if you're not on social media, if you are not on Google, if you are not showing up, then people do not know who you are. Therefore, you're forgettable, or they may not even call you back. So if you are buying leads, make sure that you have a marketing plan to back you up, to make sure you are valuable and make sure that people know who you are. I wrote my book, Market Like a Boss. It increased my value as a person tremendously. I knew the same amount of information before I wrote the book, right? Hence me being able to write the book. But now that I have a book out, people are like, "Oh, well, let me ask you this question," or, "Oh, okay, well, now that you do that, yeah, let's work together. I'm going to hire you." So, just understand that when you are out there and you are visible, people know you, and if you're not, then your competition down the road is going to get that person before you, and because they are marketing. So I want you to get ahead of the game and understand that even if we're doing a minimal marketing of social media, Google business profile, you're not running any ads, know that that is efficient and it is going to help you in the future. Number 4, your competitors are not holding back. So that, just like I said, if you're not on social media and they are, then they're going to win those customers over before you are. So just know that whatever marketing tactics you have in your strategy, that you have to be one step ahead of your competitors. I'm not saying be exactly like your competitor, because I can't be like my competitor, because I am who I am. You are who you are in the insurance world. So I want to make sure that you understand that. Be true to who you are when it comes to marketing. Be authentic, but also understand that you need to try to be one step ahead. If you're in a small town, like, what can you do during the summer before they do it? Or customer appreciation, how can you get ahead of that person before they start doing things and then it looks like you're copying? We don't want to look like we're copying them. We want to look like we are different from them and doing something before they do it. So just be hyper aware of, like, when school season starts and sports season starts, like, what can you do before your competitors do it, so that way you can be one step ahead. And the last thing is good marketing saves time and money in the long term. So understand that building strong systems and strong marketing strategies at the beginning is going to help you save time and money at the end. You may be like, "Oh, well, this is a big investment at the beginning of all this." Absolutely it is. But understand that when you start on a good foundation, just like a house, right? If we have a great foundation in our marketing or on our house, like, we know that the bones we build on top of that are going to stay there and they're going to be stable. Yes, we may have to switch some things around budget wise, or we may have to shift our strategy mid-year or something like that. But know when we start on a good foundation with good marketing systems, then we will be successful in the end. So those are the 5 things I wanted to talk about today. Marketing is an investment, not just an expense. Cheap marketing is often the most expensive type of marketing. If you're not visible, you are forgettable, and your competitors are not holding back, and good marketing will save time and money on the end. And if you're someone that needs help with ideas on marketing, you are always welcome to download my resource, 55freemarketingideas.com. That is 55freemarketingideas.com, that you can use to establish a good marketing presence for your insurance agency. They're all free ideas. So I want you to know that you can take it and do with it what you want. Maybe you can do 10, maybe you can do 12, maybe you can do 48. Whatever it is, I know that you will be able to see success in your marketing if you start strong and you have those strategies. All right, guys, I'm Shelby, the marketing broker. I'll catch you next week.